Hello, I am Aviva Lee, reporting for Jerusalem News Live. Today is the 29th of February, 2009. And last evening, more than 10,000 people came to the Jerusalem street which fronts the Merkaz Harav yeshiva, where 1 year ago 8 students of Torah were gunned down in cold blood by an Arab who had been employed at that yeshiva for some time. Under the pretenses of making a delivery, he entered the yeshiva grounds with his weapon concealed in a box and promptly entered a room where unarmed Jewish men and boys were sitting learning Torah. That heinous act and the 8 lives lost was perhaps the turning point for many Jews living in Jerusalem who had previously felt that perhaps our enemies needed an economic incentive to lay down their hatred and begin building their own free society in the Gaza Strip. But this is not the only example we Jews or the listening world have over the course of these long years since the Second Intifada began and ended. There is example after example of working Arabs who have undertaken acts of terrorism against we Jews here in the sovereign state of Israel. The first that comes to mind today is the report in early 2001 when one of 2 Arabs employed in a flower nursery in the Galil was killed while placing a pipe bomb under the car of the nursery owners, those Jewish owners, who had just brought those Arabs to work. And then you have the casino on the Arab side of Jericho, where hundreds of Israelis went daily and spent millions of shekels after that casino was opened under the auspices of Yasser Arafat and his other henchmen. The casino was subsequently closed during the Second Intifada because the Arab proprietors permitted Arab terrorist snipers to shoot at the Jews in Mizrach Jericho from that casino. And most recently, of course, you remember the 2 Arabs who were employed in the construction business here in Jerusalem who used the tractors from their work sites as weapons of terror against the Jews in the streets of Jerusalem. So, before the world continues pumping money into the Gaza Strip for the moderate Arabs there to possibly divert to their cousins in Hamas and other grassroots Arab terrorist organizations there intent on waging war against and committed to destroying the sovereign state of Israel, her citizens and her borders, perhaps the countries making those donations can come up with an alternative method for advancing the economic stability of the Gaza Strip. But let's be honest, Hamas and most of their Arab brethren do not kill Jews because they are hungry or poor. That line of thinking is a smoke and mirror tactic employed by those on the inside track of the Arab contempt for Israel to use as a diversion from their real motive. Arabs kill Jews because they hate Jews. Arabs kill Jews because they are taught to hate Jews from the cradle up. That is the foundation of their reason and their reasoning. If that is not the case, then let Daniel Pearl speak from the grave to which he was sent by his captors, whose story he was trying to tell. If that is not the case, then let those young 8 yeshiva students speak from their graves about the Arab who entered their place of learning under the guise of friendship and loyalty, specifically in order to murder as many Jews as possible, knowing that he would no doubt be shot dead himself. But no such testimony will be given from the grave, because whereas living, breathing men sometimes successfully commit deceit and successfully trample on truth and beauty while living, there is no such deceit which speaks from the grave. So on the eve of the arrival of Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton to the Middle East Perhaps the free press would better serve its readers by reminding the listening world of all of the instances of Arabs murdering or attempting to murder Jews while those same Arabs were employed by Jews. I am out of time, but before I close I have some very pertinent questions. Where are the moderate Muslims in the Gaza Strip? How many moderate Muslims does it take to overthrow Hamas? Where is Gilad Shalit? And how many moderate Muslims does it take to free Gilad Shalit? I am Aviva Lee, reporting for Jerusalem News Live. Thank you, and Shalom. May the Almighty help this present inhabited world.